Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today I am reviewing the Owl House Season 2, Episode 20, and this is called Clouds of the Horizon. And we're almost at the Season 2 finale. We're nearly there. Obviously I'm gonna go back into Big City Greens episodes before I hit the season 2 finale. That's what kind of hoping to do, because I'm almost done with Big City Greens season 3 episodes. Also, I'm nearly there. So yeah. Oh yeah. So before we get to King, Willow, Luce, Hunter, and Gus, and hey, look, Hunter's part of the group, and he has Flapjack with them, so that's pretty cool. So before we get to that, yeah, we're almost at the finale. I'm just trying to remember when I made my review for season 2, episode 1. That must have been like such a long time ago, but even season 1, like the trailer for season 1 of the Owl House, that was like 2 years ago. It's been a long ride, but you know. Oh yeah, I guess before. Sorry, I guess you just noticed that I got a shave and got a haircut during spring break, and obviously I'm back in my dorm. Yeah, so until like another like vacation, you will be seeing my dorm room and like these walls and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah. So I guess without any further ado, let's get started with the episode. Okay. So we actually start with we had I forgot if we actually started outside and went into inside, or we started no. Oh wait, hold on. We actually started inside, like this place, and it's these what were they called? The abominatons, I think they were called. These abomination robots, and they're helping Belos like fix the portal, and it's nearly done. It's almost done, and Belos is like, he's like, okay, like we're almost there, and the collector. He is impatient, and he's like, why won't you free me yet? Like, you promise it, acting like a child. I'm like, okay, like, how old is the collector? And I'm kind of thinking, is this like a Adam Warlock situation? Because spoilers for the comics of what people have told me about Adam Warlock is that, again, spoilers for Adam Warlock in the comics. He has like the build and like the voice of like an adult, like I would say late 20s, maybe early to mid 30s, maybe, or maybe even older. Who knows? But he has like the brain of like a child, like a 4 or 5 year old probably, or maybe 10 at most. So that's the situation for Adam Warlock. So I'm kind of thinking, is that the situation for the collector? Like, he's probably like centuries years old, but he has a brain of like a 10 to 11 year old or something. So like, if a situation was Gus is like 12, so like kind of like a 10 to 12 range basically. That's Gus. People say he's kind of getting close to 13, but I have no idea. Like, they never really said in the show like when their accurate birthday is, so who knows. People say he's like 12 and a half. I'm gonna go with that, but who knows. um but so I'm kind of thinking, since Gus is in like the 10 to 12 year old, almost 13 range, if Gus was given this infinite power, like the collector, basically like a collector being, would he be as chaotic as the collector? Is that what we're supposed to think? Hmm. Maybe. I'm only picking Gus because he's like the youngest of the group. But if Amity was in a situation and she was like 12 years old and everyone else was older, which that would bring all sorts of kind of problems. But so I would pick her. But since Gus is the youngest, I picked him. But so that I'm just kind of interested, like how old is the collector, and what is the age of his brain, and what does he know, and are there more people like him? Is he the same collector that transformed that owl creature into the owl beast and transformed it into the scroll? If you remember for knocking on Hootie's door, that review, when we saw Ida finally learned of what the owl beast actually was. The owl beast was actually running away from something. Like, well, what is it running away from? Or he, she, they, who knows? The creature, and it was actually the collector. I'm like, who's this person? Everyone had theories that it was Amity. I was like, oh, maybe it is her. Because like there was like a similar symbol or something. Um, and like it had like a voice we never really heard before. And I was thinking, oh, is that collector? But that collector looks a bit taller than our collector here. So everyone's thinking, is this the same collector? Is there a different collector? Because there's two different um what was it called? There was a plate. Remember that King lit the torch and that was like broken? So is there like another one? Who knows? So I'm just kind of thinking like, how old is the collector? Anyway, so he's like, he's being very impatient and he's like, hey, I'm gonna fill up my end of the bargain. And Bells is probably lying, but who knows? But you had to satisfy your end of the deal. It's like you had to have more faith in pinky promises, like pinky promises. But again, like when I first heard that, I was thinking, okay, this is a little bit too silly. But then I had to remember this is an Adam Warlock situation. He has a brain of a 5-year-old, but he has the power of a of like what, like a 100-century-old wizard or something. Who knows? He has the power of Thor. Anyway. So he's like, you have to have more faith in pinky promises. And he's even saying like I have so many games planned. I'm like, kind of games? What kind of games did the collector play? Who knows? We know he likes to do rhymes and riddles. So is it like a riddle type of game? Maybe. Who knows? That could be fun to watch, not to play. I'll be terrified. Um. And oh, he even said like, oh, we could actually get a third player in our game. So it'll be you, me, and how about we create another Grimwalker? I was like, ooh, is Bells gonna, aka Philip, is he gonna create another Grimwalker? But he said no, not until I dealt with this one. And how he just treated like Hunter like he's like a thing. Like how he didn't even say that. He didn't even say like until I dealt with Hunter, or how I or not until I dealt with my nephew. This one, like he's like a thing. Wow. It just makes me hate Bells even more. But it's who he is. And so I guess he wants to go get Hunter. But I'm kind of wondering, is Bells gonna get more impatient that Hunter just keeps like avoiding him until Bells just gets impatient and he just makes another Grimwalker to chase after Hunter. Just like, okay, you need to kill your okay, so Hunter is a clone of what we're assuming is like a theory of Belos' brother. That's what we're kind of mostly speculating. The Hunter is a clone of Philip's brother, basically, Belos' brother. So if we made like another clone of basically Belos' brother, what would it be to Hunter? Like Hunter's brother, Hunter's cousin? How does that work? And that'd be so weird, like two Hunters like interacting with each other. And do we just call him Hunter 2.0? Do we give him like another name? Because going back to the comics of how I said comics for Adam Warlock, this is a comic thing for Spider-Man. So spoilers for the Spider-Man comics. I forgot who it was that was it Dr. Octopus? I forgot who it was that created a clone of Spider-Man, and he looked like very similar to Peter Parker, and then he created his own name, Ben Riley, and he was like what, like the Scarlet Spider-Man or something? Who knows? So are we gonna get like Hunter 2.0? He's gonna come up with his own name or something? Well, there's some below. What would his name be? Let's see. Not sure. I probably need to think on that. So basically we can create another Grimwalker. It's like no, not until I dealt with this one. And like you promise to free me. Like I promise to free you until the Day of Unity has like done its mission, basically kill all the witches, um, and demons and stuff like that. And then we have to zoom out, and he is in the Titan Skull. And remember when how Belos, when he was just Philip, when he found the collector, like the disc thing, um where he found it in the Titan Skull. So he's working in the Titan Skull, like he has like a laboratory there. That's pretty cool. And kind of messed up. This is like a being, and now you're just in there. But anyway, then we actually get back to the headquarters of the cats. I'm with Darius. I don't like the name, but whatever. It's not terrible. Just I prefer the bats. Bats are cool. Anyway, so everyone's kind of getting prepared and stuff, and we need to come up with a plan, and Rain has an idea of so Belos' plan is to get all of the head witches, and so because they have covenant sigils and they have the most powerful of that form of magic, when they're all together in the circle, the spell will activate, and all their magics will be drained along with everyone's, along with Belos' magic. Like he unifies it, and all the magic drains, and it will kill everyone basically. That's his plan. So we need to disrupt it somewhere, and how are we gonna do that? And it's like, and Darius is like, this is where the owl lady comes in, and he's kind of like, wait, what? And then Darius is like, the curse, Ida. And you just remembered, like, oh yeah, my curse, it disrupts magic. I know I made a number on you two. And like, Darius is trying to like, oh, you didn't hurt me that bad. Like, Darius, come on, like, don't deny it, man. You were getting fried. But also Eberwolf also. Even Eberwolf was like, come on, man, just a minute, it's fine. And Darius is actually coming up with the plans like, oh, so we can use you to disrupt magic, but just in case like that fails, I have a backup plan of Wolf sending these what were they? The flesh-eating beetles or something? Like what was it? Flesh-eating scarabs? Kind of like the Mummy movie, where they will just eat their flesh and they will just like sneak over and like kind of fight the Covenant head so they don't complete the spell. And they're like, Darius, he's like, what? Only a few people will be eaten. Yeah, great plan. I will want to see that. And even Admiral was like, I'm not comfortable with that plan. He doesn't talk, but he's kind of gave like a look, so like he's not on board. So they're kind of coming up with a plan, and so like, and then Ida's kind of Ida. The point is that Ida has to be in the circle to disrupt magic, and even one of the characters would kind of bring up a point that, well, how come we just don't just take one of you? And then Rain's like, we can't risk it. Like I tried to not be like a coven head anymore when I like, signed up, so Bells doesn't complete the plan basically. And we saw what happened. They tried to brainwash me. That obviously I stopped it, but they tried to brainwash me to do it. And Darius like, even though that doesn't work, Darius said something weird. He said Bells made sure that we all had replacements. I'm like, Kiki Mora said, the like head witch whispers like Bells doesn't have time to like look for a new replacement, so like that's why she captured Rain, and that's why they had to be under mind control because they had no replacements. But Darius said that they do. And what is the one thing, or at least what we all think, the one thing that Darius knows that the other coven heads don't know? What's the one thing that Darius knows? The one thing that Darius knows, maybe Rain probably figured out also, maybe they did, but we're not for sure. But the one thing that Darius knows is about Grimwalkers and how they're clones. That is like that's like kind of crucial because how Darius said like, Hunter, like your predecessor, basically Hunter, like the Golden Guard before you, he was my mentor. So Darius had a relationship with him, like he was his mentor. So Darius obviously fought by his side, and he like learned from him. They learned from each other, that type of stuff. Which is pretty cool. So if Darius spent like a lot of time with him, they probably maybe both figured out at the same time, or maybe the Hunter clone before Hunter maybe talked to Darius to say, hey, this is what I am, and probably Darius like didn't judge him at all, saying like, hey, we're gonna figure this out probably. So when Hunter was assigned to Golden Guard, and when Hunter looked at the portrait and say, hey, how come Darius looks so sad here? And we thought, oh, like he's sad, like what's going on? What does he know? This is probably what's going to come up. Darius knew that the Golden Guard before Hunter, his mentor, was a Grimwalker, and knows that Hunter's one now because literally his mentor looks exactly, or at least most looks like his mentor. They look very similar. So obviously Darius knows what's going on, and that's what Darius kind of wanted to keep an eye on him, but also we kind of aloof. And also Darius probably didn't want to get too attached because I got attached to my mentor, and then he died because Belos basically killed him. So I don't want to get too attached to Hunter, but I also don't want him to get hurt and stuff. And I want him to go out and make friends and stuff, not just be trapped in the castle all the time and always like doing what Belos said. So it's like that type of relationship going on. But so Darius knows about Grimwalkers. That's what we can most likely suspect. But I'm not, again, like maybe Rain does know by some chance, but we're not for sure if they do. So if Darius knows, that's probably why he's bringing up like, yeah, Belos has replacements. So maybe Belos is probably gonna make more Hunter-like clones, and just put sigils in them, and then boom, like it's done. Is that what Belos is planning, and is that what Darius knows? But does Belos know that Darius knows? Like, who knows what? Who knows? But that's what kind of thinking. Like, Kikimura said, like, Belos doesn't have time to look for a replacement, but Darius says that, oh, he does have replacements. So I'm like, or unless Belos is just lying to Kikimura, or Kikimura was lying to Rain, but why capture Rain in the first place? Why not just kill them? I'm glad they're not dead because they're awesome. But what's going on with that? So hopefully this isn't just a entire fluke of Darius said like a stupid line or something. No, let it be poignant and let it make sense. Because at least to our knowledge so far, Darius is the only Coven head that knows that Hunter is a Grimwalker and how Darius' mentor was a Grimwalker, like in the previous Golden Guard. Darius is the only Coven head who does know. So basically Darius said that, so like, we can't just like be hidden or something because Belos has replacements, and we kind of have a speculation of what that means. And there's a kind of suspecting like like Ida, but for you to be with the Coven heads, like you had to take someone's place, like who's gonna be, and Rain's like, she can take my place, but that means she has to take an illusion of Rain. And for the spell to work, everyone needs to have a Coven sigil so you can like be allowed to be in the circle. So Ida needs a Coven sigil, but that means being restricted to only one kind of magic. And obviously Ida's just against that, but if it means to save everybody, to save the witch species, Ida's like, I'm gonna do it. But even Lova was trying to say like, hey, why are we only like why are we pretending that what was it? All right. Lil said like, hey, why are we only pretending that only Edelyn has the curse? Like, I have the curse too. And Ida kind of interrupts her, like saying like, no, this is my responsibility. I'm taking it. And Ida makes a good point by saying that you didn't have the curse for too long. I basically made a bond with the Alpi, so I know what I'm doing. So this is my responsibility. I'm taking it. Pretty cool, Ida to be the hero, but I would have liked for Ida to hear Love out just a little bit more, especially since Love didn't have a lot of lines this season, and she's been gone for a long time. It would be pretty cool to maybe have just a little back and forth between Love and Ida, because Love wasn't even done with her conversation. She probably was like nearly done, but she wasn't done. I wonder what she would have said. And probably people in the comments are probably going to say, oh, this is probably what she was going to say, and Ida would have shot her down anyway. Yeah, probably, but I would have liked to hear her finish, because Ida's like, no. I'm like, come on, Ida, let her finish. What was the point that Love was trying to make, other than, I have it too? Like, and I'm just trying to be a good big sister. Like, give a little bit more. Anyway. So they're kind of discussing and stuff, and then we actually Luce is kind of thinking like, oh, everyone has to like to stick together. We have to follow the plan, and Luce is kind of thinking about Amity, and this is where we go to this storyline of there was like a moment where Kikimora, she was wearing a cute little hat, but she's like a delivery person now. That's hilarious. It's very dumb, but it's hilarious. It's funny. There was a bad shot of Kikimora. I don't think I have it on screen, but it was very flat, and that it, yeah, I didn't like it too much. It felt uncomfortable just looking at it, like, ugh. So I'm glad that was only for like a couple of seconds, maybe a minute of showing it. I'm glad it's gone forever. I don't have to look at it again. But so like other than that bad frame, obviously Odalia is like talking to Kikimora. Kikimora's like, lady, don't talk to me. I just want to get these shipments and go. And she's like, oh, that golden guard, like, you took all your praise, but now that he's gone and he's wanted, you can take his place. Like, I always liked you better. And then Kikimora's kind of like, kind of mimicking Odalia's way, like, oh, no, I'm better. Like, whatever, let's just go. She completes the shipment, and then boop, off they go, like, on the airship. And basically, Amity, Edric, and Emma, cool. Like the sibling trios, like are gonna help each other. Pretty cool. So Amity's like, Edric, Emma, like I'm glad that you're helping me out. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. Like Mittens, like Lo says, he's like, yeah, we need to tell mom and dad like about the whole witch hunter situation because mom and dad don't know because why would they be doing this? Like, oh, like we know Aldor wouldn't, but Odalia would she? Does she know about the whole witch hunter situation? Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't care. Who knows? So we need to talk to them. And so like I know Dahlia's kind of minding her own business, and we gotta do this. And Edric, Emma, where you go? And then Diabombton captured them, and Dahlia's like, oh Mittens, oh like a little thief, you're in a little sneak, you're behind garbage cans, you're grounded. And Emily's obviously mad. And this is where we go back to Luce, and she she's on her Tamagotchi, and she's kind of texting back and forth with Amity, and and Ida's kind of like, what kind of language is that? Because Ida's doesn't know what Tamagotchi are, and she's like, is the language of love, Ida? Well, okay. And I personally never been in love before, so like, I wouldn't understand it. Anyway, so and like all it's not completed yet, but because Amity was like in a hurry texting, and then it decides, maybe Odalia kind of took it and broke it or something. Who knows? But it says like, I got caught, my siblings got caught, and we're grounded. Well, Well, no, it didn't say that Ed and Em were grounded. It just said that Amity was grounded, and so it was like, oh, like, well, it's too bad. And they're kind of talking outside and stuff, and Lucy's very worried, and he's like, hey, I have something that can cheer you up. And so, what is it? Hey, the coat's finally dry. Oh, it's Lucy's palisman. Like, even he's like, I thought you were gonna draw some, I thought you were gonna carve something cute like a tarantula. Tarantulas are not cute, but that's just my opinion. And it's like, oh, like, why an egg? I was like, that was a big surprise to me. That it was an egg. A lot of people saying like, is it a snake, bat, cat, griffin? That was like another one. I think spider was like a small theory. It wasn't too big and well received too much, but it was like another theory. An otter was like another one. An insect was like another option, but she chose an egg. I was like, oh, why'd she do that? And she says, I had I made a choice by becoming a witch, and a lot of the choices that I made kind of helped me grow in this place. And like, and hopefully those choices I make more good choices in the future. So, and I'm making choices, if they were good or bad, it makes us like who we are. So I want them to have the power to make a choice, and that's to become who they are, basically. So that's what Luce wants for her palisman, is to become whatever creature they want to be. Okay, I can definitely see some mixed feelings with some people on this because people can say, "Oh, that's a very nice send off of Luce. That how she was always controlled, like in the human realm. That this is the norm and this is who you want. This is who you must be for her to become the first human witch and then become a witch and learning magic and making real friends and making connections and stuff like that." And so like she wants that for her, basically like her child, her like companion basically, and she wants that for them too. That's pretty cool. But I can also see some people saying that like, oh, it's kind of like that writers are not ready for the audience to know the animals they picked, because there's like so many theories out there of what this talisman could be, and the way that they made it into an egg, for some people's thinking, a lot of people are not going to like the choice, kind of. I'm not personally in favor of this like suggestion, but like some people were kind of talking about that, like um the audience is like not ready, but I'm in favor with like the first one. But anyway, besides that, and I like the blue. Light blue is my favorite color. I like it. And so, and then it's like, oh, and even Ida, Ida is a music dork. I love it. And she's like, play music because the person can hear you. So he's singing some songs. I love that. And Luce gave it like a little kiss, like, I love you already. Aw. And, Luce is talking to Ida, like, Ida, are you sure you want to do this? And, like, Luce, I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't want to do this. But if it's going to save the world and save our species, then how can I say no? Like, like, what a great send off to stick at the bells one last time. I love that. Um, and like and King's like, stop saying like this goodbye. And like it's I command it like you like like this is not goodbye. And so they all hey kid, like don't worry, this is not goodbye. And like and Lucy's like, if we're gonna survive the day of unity, and then he's like, hey, when we're gonna survive it, huh? Because we got King the Titan, we got Luce the human, and Luce like and Eda the owl lady, and then King's like, oh, and everyone, the most people, the boy in the house is feared by her name already, and so they're kind of kind of joking about that. Pretty cool. Because this is Eda with her kids. Like, I'm not sure exactly the relationship between Ida and Luce by like a specific term. Obviously, Ida calls Luce like her kid, which is great. But specifically, does Ida see Luce as like a daughter or a niece, or is it like a daughter slash niece type of thing? Like, what is this specifically? All we know is that Ida sees Luce as her kid, and that's all to it. Like, that's totally fine. But obviously, Ida looks at King as a son. Like, isn't like a son slash nephew type of thing. It's Ida looks at King as her son. But for Luce, is it like a niece type of situation? Daughter slash niece? Like, what are we going for here? And we still haven't have Luce call Ida like mom or Aunt Ida or something like that, because the like I mentioned before in Keeping Up Appearances, when Luce was talking to Ida's mom, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Luce said like, I'm Ida's apprentice. So is that situation so current right here? Does Luce see Ida as like her aunt now, or so as her like teacher, as her mentor, her mentor? We haven't really got confirmation there. Anyway, so like they're kind of talking and stuff, and then hey, all this talk about adventure, but it's not so exciting as going to rescue your girlfriend. And then Luce like, hey, I'm going with you. I didn't mention about going to rescue Amity. Hey, but as adults, we can take care of ourselves. And I know I see the look on your face. You want to rescue Amity. And it's like, yeah, of course I want to, but I want to be here with you. I know you do. But I just think this plan that we're going for is best for everyone. And us, like I said before, us adults can take care of ourselves. And I'm going to be safe. And we're all going to be watching out for each other. But I need you to watch out to King. And also, Amity currently needs you. I'm currently fine right now, but Amity needs you now. That's why you have to go. And Lucy's like, yeah, you're right, I have to go. And they go have one big hug, one last hug, love it. And it rains because, hey guys, like, it's time that the airships are leaving. We see the airships with these the coven marks of the different covens. So you see that the plant one, the abomination one, is gonna pick Darius up. So we gotta go. Okay, and so everyone's getting ready. So even the cloak was holding the talisman egg. Luce put it away in her backpack, and Ida gave King the cloak that Luce wore. She's giving it to King. Love it. He looks cute. So they're all walking in, and before Rain could leave from the outside, like of the what's it called, the balcony, Luce pulls him aside, like, and he's like, oh hey, what's up, Luce? And it's like, promise me you'll protect her. And they're like, I promise. I like that. They haven't interacted all too much this season. Like literally, they met like literally like the previous episode, so they haven't interacted a lot, which is a shame. Um, so you know, the game ready for the plan. All the the coven heads are like getting on their blimps and stuff like that. And I forgot her name. Katya, I think she's the one who was in the very first episode of season 1, and she was one of the main members of the Bats, I believe that they were called, the rebel group led by Rain. And so she is she's like flying loose to this place. And it's like, hey, why are we stopping here? Emmy's house is like not until like for not like a few blocks away. It's close, but like why aren't we direct at the house? So like, oh, Darius wanted me to bring you to some security escorts. Like, I don't need a security escort. Oh, sorry, Darius' rules. He insisted. And she's like, hey, get back here. And then Will goes like, they're kind of offended, like, oh, I guess she doesn't want our help. I guess we'll go. And then Liz is kind of crying, like, oh, no, please don't say, I'm sorry. And they're all hugging, and they haven't interacted in a long time, so it's pretty sweet that they're interacting again. And they, oh, but I don't get it, like, uh, um, I don't get it. I thought you guys will be hiding out at Hexside. And then Hunter, and he's like, oh, they were, but Darius insisted on me leaving you guys. And guys like, you begged to come so you can see Luce, because Hunter was worried about Luce. I love that. And even Luce is worried about Hunter, and then Hunter's like, oh, at least, oh, Hunter. It's cool that you came. But I personally thought that you'd be hiding out, because after the last time we interacted of what we found out, and Will and Gus kind of looking like, well, what you found out? Is there something else we don't know? They weren't even like that exact dialogue, but they were kind of exchanging a couple of looks, and then Hunter just pulling Luce aside, like, but before Hunter pulled Luce aside, Hunter and Gus were kind of doing this secret bro handshake. Their older brother, little brother. I love it. And even Luce, like, they're doing handshakes now, and then Will's like, this is what you get when you're gone a week. Because yeah, Luce was on that boat adventure for a week. Because it took a couple days there and a couple days back. And so Hunter's pulling Luce aside, like, hey, I don't want you to talk about that. Like, the thing we found out. Oh, you mean about being Grim Walker? But Luce was almost to the level where Will and Gus were going to hear her. And Hunter's like, shh. Okay, look, what we found out, I'm not sure if I'm a witch or a human or whatever I am, but I'm a clone. I almost said I'm a cloak. I'm a clone of someone that Belos made disappear. Like, I don't know who he was. I'm not sure if it was the guy in the paintings with the marks on the face that we don't see the face. I'm not sure, but and Luce is kind of looking at Will and Gus, kind of giving a look like, oh, I wonder what Luce and Hunter kind of talking about, but also kind of giving smiles because like Hunter's their friend now. I love that, and then even Luce acknowledges, hey, I don't know exactly what happened between you guys, but they all seem to trust you and like you now. They're your friends, so like you shouldn't be worried. And then Hunter's kind of panicky, and he's not thinking straight too much because he's like so. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am being a little bit too paranoid. And maybe I should trust them with this, and they wouldn't judge me because I'm assuming you told them, right, about you helping Philip, and then Lucy kind of, oh, and I was like, you didn't tell them. No, I didn't tell them. No, they're all gonna hate me, and like because I literally doomed their species basically, kinda, and And Hunter's like, so okay, we're both not gonna tell them our secrets. It's like, yeah, okay. Because Hunter's basically desperate. Like if they're gonna hate you, possibly they're probably gonna hate me too. So like, please don't tell them. And Luce kind of understands. So she's like, okay, I won't tell them. And so then we get to this part. Yeah, I was talking for a long time. Hold on. Okay. And Luce is seeing Amity's silhouette. She's blushing. Okay. She made. Excuse me. Oh hey, look! It's the blimp for the healing coven. We never met the rest of the covens, haven't we? That's a shame. Because we met the head witch of the Bard Coven, Rain, the Abomination Coven, Darius, the Plant Coven, Terra. The head of the Emperor's Coven was previously Lilith, and now is Hunter. I guess technically Belos now, since Hunter is like with us and our team. So we met the Emperor's Coven head. Let's see. We met the head of the Illusionist Coven, which was what was it, Adrian Gray, I think it was. The head of the Beastkeeping Coven, Emperor, I believe his name was. And that's it. We haven't met healing. We haven't met potions. We haven't met construction. And Oracle. Those four. We haven't met them. I really wish we had time in season 2 to get to know those characters more, but we had no time. So, but besides that, Lucy's kind of getting ready. She's fixing up her hair. Hey, look, she has a little ponytail. Pretty cool. And Lucy's kind of like, oh, what's going on? And I don't like how it's cute that they have Tamagotchis. Like, okay, but when we get to the logistics. How does the Boiling Isles have Tamagotchis just like the human realm? Because obviously there's like a little heart there, so obviously this isn't like a human version, it's like a Boiling Isles version. But how did they have that type of version? You see, I just kind of wish magic was kind of more definite than technology. Yeah, I don't know. At least to me, I just want more magic, but you know. So Amity's trying to fix it, and Edric was like, what do you want us to do? Because we're grounded too, because we tried blowing up the factory. And Amity's like, our parents have to listen to us. And M makes a point of saying, hey, we tried talking to her, but money always talks first. And I like how Amity loves her dad. She's like, Dad would listen to us wherever he is. And he's like, no one's listening to us, no one cares. And I just want to make sure Lucy's safe. And then kind of looking at each other, kind of agreeing. Hey, what would Lucy say if she was here right now to comfort you? And it's always something dorky, but also something sweet, and how I shouldn't give up, and even things are dire, and I always need to believe in myself, and we can't give up. And M looks at the window, and gives Ed a little nudge, like, hey, look, it's her. and Emmy's like, I'm not gonna let the world end before we go on an actual real date. Because yeah, they haven't been on the first date yet. And then Lucy's like, yeah, I would say all that. I actually kind of like the drawing of the flowers here. Pretty cool. And they're like, oh, Luce, they're giving me hugs. I love it. And Luce makes a promise to Amity. Hopefully, no one dies. But Luce is like, Amity, I'm gonna give you the most slice of life, mundane, date ever. It's gonna be awesome. No mysteries, no emperors, no type of magic, like no deadly duels, nothing like that. It's just gonna be you and me. I know. And I just want to play this right here.
Oh, groggy.
Okay. So I mainly did it because one, it's adorable, but two, very smooth animation. But I'm not sure if this was their intent decision, but like how I said before, how there was like a flat angle of Kikimora for like a couple of frames. It just didn't look right. I mentioned that I just didn't like it. I don't like it when a certain scene like makes another scene look awful. I'm just not for that, and I'm just kind of thinking, even though this scene was awesome, I'm just kind of thinking, could we have gotten a better Kikimura scene and not that terrible flat angle? And I'm just kind of thinking that I don't like it when one scene makes another scene feel cheap. So I'm not sure what was the final decision. So, but even this is crikey, I'm like, when she say something with something in Spanish, because she has always like like done that. She said words in Spanish. She said I Quilindo when she first met King, because like, oh, like you little cutie. And she's a crikey, like, is like is Lucy's family also from Australia, or did they miss something? Who knows? I mean, it's not bad, but even Lucy, like, I can't believe I just said that. Like, oh, crikey, why did I even say that? I don't know, Luce. I didn't know you were part of the from Australia. And she even said, "Oh, Luce, you gotta be cooler than that." She's like talking to herself, and it's basically like, Luce, like, we gotta find my mom. Can you help me talk to her? I don't think they know about this whole witch hunter business. Like, don't worry, I'll help you talk to her. And hey, we'll help you. Oh, we? And she sees Hunter with Flapjack, Gus, Willow, and King. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm on a good frame. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there, but Lucy's eyes just looked so weird there. Okay, so they're all here, and let's gameplay later. I'm gonna kind of not skim through, but just go through the rest of the episode. So Dahlia just brings Kimura to this big Abomaton thing. It's the Abomaton 4.0. And he's, oh, I'm taller than everybody. Okay, Kimura, calm down. And we so the kids are kind of sneaking around and stuff, and they're distracting the guards. And there was a point where Hunter said, "Sorry, man." I'm like, Hunter, why are you apologizing? I don't know. That was weird. And while they're doing that, we have Steve, and there was like a thing. I'm not gonna talk about this too much because I've been talking about like a lot of things, but everyone, because there was like an animation error on Steve's face. There was like a mole. He has like a mole, and it's on one side of the cheek, but it was not like on this side. I was like, oh, is this illusion? Is Steve the traitor, or blah 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 blah? And it was that's been going around like for like weeks. But then until like the creator finally confirmed, like, no, that's the animation error, everyone's like, what? It was a bit disappointing. So when I see that again, I'm like, all the craziness that people were just going through. But besides that, we have Edith drinking her elixir. Rain's talking to Edith, like, are you sure I want to do this? Like, Rain, I gotta do it because I'm the only one who has, other than Lilith, but I don't want my big sister game mixed up with this mess. I gotta do this. And it's like, you have always like you've been against it. Like, you're gonna be away from wild magic forever. It's like even if like we do find like a permanent healing thing for your curse, like, Rain, we both know that my curse isn't gonna go away. It's always gonna be like a pain in my feathers. Like, we both know that. He's like, yeah, I know. And it's like, hey, like, don't give me that face. Like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine, Rainstorm. And it's like, hey, if this is gonna save the world and saving your species, how can I say no? And we have Steve, and she's putting the Bard Covenant sigil on her arm. We even see by Edith's face, like, it must hurt. Even Rain's gonna look like, oh, this better work. Because Rain doesn't want to see Edith hurt or die or anything. So that's done basically, and we get back to here, and they're kind of sneaking around, and they find Alador's lab. Oh, even Luce was hiding King, like, stay here. He's like, but I want to help. And like, King, you gotta stay here. Because it could be dangerous. And there was like a moment where King's eyes kind of flash a bright, like, orangish yellow. It was like more orange, like around here, of like where like the pink is, and King's like, what? Who's talking? Because the Clutcher's like saying, like, oh, he wouldn't lie to me, right? And I guess he's kind of talking about Belos. Is he? Who knows? Because he won't lie to me, right? We 1,000 years we've been playing his game. I want to play a new game. King's like, what? Like, King is gonna go through an existential crisis. Excuse me. So, and then King found like a hex mix pack. He found like a trail, so Kings can go away from his hiding spot and just go find wherever this leads. Oh, because King found Aldor, so oh, this is who we've been looking for, and King wants to help. So if he's thinking, well, maybe while the rest of the kids, deal with Kikimora and Amity's mom, I can go reason with the dad. Okay, but not a bad plan, King. Not a bad plan. You go talk to him, see what's up. And we basically have a hunter kind of like follow my lead. And Lucy's trying to little brother. I'm so sorry. The little sister looking up to the older brother and by doing the hand salute, but she kind of did it too hard. She hurt her hand. She's like, dang it. And the hunter's talking to Odalia saying like, oh, like these will be valuable assets to the emperor. And it was saying like, yeah, I love assets. And they just go walk off. And Kikimo's like, I recognize that annoying voice. It just hurts me that everyone says Hunter's voice is annoying. It's not the most pleasant voice, but it's not bad. It's not annoying. But what's next? All right, so they all get captured, and they all get like abomination, like not cuffs, is like this circular thing, and and it's like, oh, and it's, oh, Odalia and Mrs. Bite is my airship ready? Yeah, but I found some two scoundrels trying to steal it. Edric and Amber were gonna steal it. And then Odell was telling like Amity like, oh, don't worry, Mittens, like those two would just be grounded. Weren't they already grounded for blowing up the factory? Shouldn't it be more grounded? That was a bad the type of dialogue. It wasn't great. So like they're kind of talking more, and then the Amity's like, "Mom, you gotta listen to us. You're helping a witch hunter." It's like, oh, this again, Amity. I don't need time for your game. So she's like, not believe me. How can you not believe your own daughter? Whatever. Um. So we cut back to King. He's like talking to Alador. Alador saying like, I had like the fire flu. And it gives the side effects is like sneezing fire. That's pretty cool. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Scout. Like, you should go back to your." I don't need to vent." Like, and she's saying like, I guess Odalia fired half of the staff or something. Jeez, lady, you're cruel. And we had the double production. Like, you had the double production, but you fired half your staff. The lady is crazy. And I don't mean to vent, Mr. Scout. Like, you probably need to go back to your shift. It's like, oh, the Emperor's Coven like requires you to take like a 20-minute lunch break. So no worries. It's, oh, like, do you have any kids? It's, oh, I'm probably not the best person to give dad advice. Like, I never really met mine. It's, oh, and King's like on the swing, like he's like swinging. And not that bad animation, not as like fluid as the Loose and Amity kiss, but then this, with the wind blowing, it was pretty nice. Way better than a Kikimura shot, I have to tell you. But it was pretty nice. And Aldor had good dialogue saying, after the Day of Unity, I'm going to spend more time with my kids and get to know them and what they're up to and what their interests are now and again. And King's like, ooh, that's great, but I had to tell you something. That's the reason why I actually wanted to talk to you in the first place, is that the day after the Day of Unity, it's gonna be no day. It's gonna be the end. Aldor's like, what do you mean? And King, the rest of the conversation of King talking to Aldor is cut off for time. So take what we can get. So, and obviously, Amity and Lucy trying to talk to Odalia. Odalia's like, oh, shut up, you brat. And I was like, don't talk to my girlfriend like that. And Odalia's like, oh, we'll get you a new girlfriend that's not on wanted posters and stuff. And then Amity actually, she's an Abomination top student, she was able to rip out of the Abomination and made an Abomination fist, and she's banging the dome. He's like, oh, you're gonna really try that, Mittens? She's trying again and again and again, and it actually breaks. It's like, is it the power of believing in myself? If that was the case, I was like, that is really dumb. And Aldor's like, it was the power of science. Okay, pretty funny line, but should there really be science in the Boiling Isles? I don't know, but it was a pretty cool line. And King's with them. Hooray! And he's like, Odalia, the Emperor Belos is gonna kill everyone with the training spell. Like he's a witch hunter. It's true. And Odalia's just kind of, you knew. Odalia knew that Emperor Belos Philip Woodabane was gonna kill everyone, and he's like, "What does it matter what the Emperor does with our assets? As long as we survive, it will be fine." He's like, "Are you serious?" Even Aldor's like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And so he just destroys everything and stuff. And even Odalia has, she's part of the Oracle Coven. She has that spirit, that purple ghost thing that Celine had. In the, what was the episode called? The first day. Remember that moon, the crescent moon girl. I believe her name is Celine, and she was like fighting Willow, that little one-on-one duel. So that was pretty cool. And so like everyone was trying to help out, and oh, there was even a moment of before Aldor showed up that Luce and Gus were kind of talking, because Luce was like talking to Kikimora, like you gotta stop this. It's like, oh, you really want to talk to me that way, human? Or like when I know what the owl lady's up to. And Luce's like, and is yep, the Emperor has eyes everywhere, including at the where the at the Titan Skull. He has eyes there too. And obviously Luce is talking to Gus like, hey, I need to do something for me. I was like, oh, is Luce gonna make Gus is Luce gonna get Gus to like make like a illusion of some kind? Like what is it? And so there was like a moment, if you blink you miss it, but Kikimora was like attacking, and it was about to hit Willow. We see Luce do like the yellow dashing that Hunter does to save Willow. I'm like, what the heck, did Hunter teach Luce how to do that? Or like how does that work? And we have a moment where Willow, the fight isn't all too great, but it's fine, it's not bad. But Willow's gonna like to like slam a bunch of vines that cut up Kikimora, and Kikimora shows like Hunter, and Willow pulls back. That's really sweet. Willow cares about Hunter. Does she have a crush on him? Maybe, maybe not, but she cares about him. She cares. And there was even a moment where Hunter did like the blow a raspberry, but like that's not very Hunter. I'm kind of thinking, okay, what's going on here? And there was the Abomaton 4.0 has like a jetpack. There's so many devices in the Bowling Isles that this capability of flight. Even now there's like, oh, the jetpack works. Like, oh my goodness, it actually works. And they capture Hunter. And there was also a moment where Aldor did the glowing eye thing that Gus did, and it's like all purple, so everyone can do this now. I really like took a point off for Gus doing this, because I thought this was a special thing only for Willow. How I mentioned that. I think Gus did it, so I'm not gonna take a point off again just because Aldor can do it, but whatever. I thought this was only a special thing for Willow, but you know, everyone can do it, basically. And so, like, you know, they basically just stopped Odalia, destroyed the factory, basically, officially. And Odalia basically said, like, oh, we're divorced now. But she called it, like, a severance package or something. Who knows? I'm not in business. And, you know, Aldor's kind of saying to Amity, Edric, Amity, guys, I'm really sorry about this. But, like, my mom, your mother and I are done. Well, hey, let's go save your friend, because I'm actually really, really glad that Amity was like the first or maybe like the second person of the group that wanted to go save Hunter. I love that, because Amity does care about Hunter. And I wish we got a sequel episode to Eclipse Lake, because I really thought that could be, you know, like, you know, something. But again, we don't really have time. But you know, but I'm glad that Amity was like the second person. Like, we gotta go save him. Love that. 2 thumbs up. And Aldor said, you want to go save your friend, but and then Aldor wants to say, hey Luz, it's good to, you know, finally meet you. And I wish we could meet again under better circumstances, but hey, you're always welcome here at the house. And they touch Luz, and it's actually Hunter. Luz got captured, and Gus was holding the illusion for a long time. He's like all sweating and stuff. He's like, sorry, Luz needed to go save Ida, and she wanted to protect you too. And it's like, that means Luz is going straight to Belos, and then the Hunter illusion went away, and it's actually Luz. Oh, I guess Gus stopped the illusion. Well, no turning back now. and Kikimoto's flying straight to a Titan skull. We see the big red moon shot. End the episode. Okay, let's see. What am I gonna rate this episode? Let's see. Let's see. 95. Let's see. 90. 85. Hmm. 70%. I thought this was a good episode. The episode before, what was it called? Oh Titan, Where Art Thou? I think it gave like a 75%. This was 70. Still a good episode, but I did have, some complaints. Again, the whole thing about with Steve with the animation error, everyone made a big hoopla out of it saying he's possibly the traitor. Spoiler alert, he's not the traitor and stuff like that. It was just the animation error. Just because it just caused like so much hectic over the internet, that's why I'm taking the point off. Like that just could have been resolved. Just switching the mole on the face. It really just could have been resolved by that of not saying he's the traitor, basically. So that was the one. That was one of them. Another thing is that Edric and Emma remembered they said they tried to blow up the factory, but that's the reason why we're grounded. Then Eldalia caught them again. They were gonna steal the airship that Kikimora came with. And then Odai's like, oh, they're grounded. Like, weren't they like already grounded? Shouldn't they be even more grounded? But she didn't say that. She just said grounded. So that didn't like that either. The whole jetpack thing. There's just so many devices that are just meant for flying for the bowling aisles. It's just so much. I just think it shouldn't be that much. I think there should be like a limit. So that was another thing. Let's see. Oh, the Tamagotchis. I just wish there was more like a human realm thing, not a demon realm thing. I just more magic, less technology. The Kikimora frame. That was another one. Let's see. Oh, and what was it? Oh, when Hunter said, "Oh, sorry, man." Like, why was Hunter apologizing to that guard? It didn't really make any sense. Even though the guard came back saying, "Oh, sorry, man," like it was kind of making fun of him. That really didn't make any sense. So, like I said, 70% still good episode. But I just wish that stuff just would have been fixed. You're good kissing, but that was really the only smooth animation thing. Edric and Emma are trying to help Amity, older siblings. I love that. Hunter and Luce going over secrets that they're gonna find out. Is Willow and Gus gonna judge Hunter? Is Willow and Gus not gonna judge Hunter, but Amity is, or something? Why would she do that? I don't know. But everyone, yeah, that's my score. My score, 70%. So everyone, don't forget to, don't forget to don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. But sorry. Let me try it again. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the season 3 trailer reaction and review for Secrets of Sulphur Springs season 3. Yeah, yeah, that's tomorrow. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow for that. Okay, bye.